watching The Creative Underground. I'm Paul Carhart, and this week we're going to talk about some music I've been working on. I've been playing with a band called Third World Sun here in Long Beach for about the last 4 years, I think. Before that, the guys in this band with me were in another band called Launchpad, and my late wife was a singer of that band. So, we've been playing together for a while, and some of the songs that we do are songs that my late wife wrote with us, and we carried over from the old band to this band, and some of it's new stuff. But because I'm involved in so many different things, and I'd like to bring as much of it out to you as possible, I'd like to talk about music this week instead of the cartoons. Yeah, so Third World Sun is recording right now, and when I say that, it sounds, ooh, we're like in the studio. Well, we are in the studio. We're in the studio here at my house. Drums are recorded in our rehearsal studio down in my basement, and we use a Macintosh computer. We use Logic Pro to lay down the other tracks. We put together the first Third World Sun CD that way. We also did the same thing with 2 Launchpad CDs, although I use GarageBand to produce those instead of Logic, which is a more professional program. And that's why we got a better sound for Third World Sun, I think. It's more true to what we sound like. So now I'm here and I'm mixing a song. I've actually been working on it this week. But I'm just going to bring you in on sort of as a like bird on my shoulder while I mix or mess with this mix and kind of show you some of the different components of the mix and just a little bit about do-it-yourself music production. I'm not going into frequencies or any kind of EQ type stuff on this one right now. It's just about tracks and layering and things like that. The song is called Little Miss Sunshine. It was on our, I think, first Launchpad album as a Launchpad song, and we're doing it now as Third World Sun. And it's a little bit different than the old version, but, it's true to our sound, our current sound. And we're recording, new stuff, and this is one of the songs. So let's go take a look at that. Okay, so we're going to kind of watch this as I go here. So when we first start, we end up with just a set of drum tracks. So we use separate microphones that we're going to capture different drums. And then we also usually will lay down a scratch guitar track and a scratch bass track and a scratch vocal track so that we can kind of know where we're at in the recording as we replace those things with better and more intricate pieces in the studio. So we capture these drums in the basement, which is where we rehearse in my house here. And then, so it sounds sort of like this. You'll get the drums first. And that's Biff playing the drums. But all you can hear is that. So at the same time, we laid down a guitar track. And I'm able to actually use most of Scotty's guitar track because we've been playing this song for a long time. So it's not a hard one for us to play. And also my bass track. So we've got both of those that we're able to capture. And we keep them live if we can because the bass and the drums play off each other. So we know that we've got that going on. So the next part was to use some compression and some settings on the different drums so that they actually have some weight, and if there's a little bit of slightly quieter hit and a slightly louder one, it evens them out, and just makes it sound more professional. And then I put a chorus on my bass, and then we can use a variety of different guitar models in here as well. So what I've done here is I've already done a lot of this mix, but there's some things I want to fix on it, and there's some things I want to deal with. I was going to let you hear what the scratch vocal track sounds like. It almost sounds like me talking. So we can put it up here where it kind of almost were. And we'll add that in and we'll play that. can barely hear it. I turn everything else off. It doesn't even have to be accurate or anything. It's just so when we play it back, we know where we're at in the song. So I've already recorded vocals for that. So that part of it is pretty close. There's still some guitar tracks I want Scotty to come and lay down. And Biff may put some background vocals on, although I've done a lot of that as well. So it sounds like this at this point. So here I've got duplicated Scott's guitar tracks 3 times and put different effects on them and use different stereo effects to kind of get more of a lush sound. So here's what the vocals sound like on it. That's these. These will be the vocal tracks here. So that's what it sounds like, what it's going to sound more like. So, so that's, you know, there's a lot of tracks in here. A lot of it's empty here, but as we scroll down here, we'll see I've put some different vocal tracks so I can get different vocal effects on different tracks. And there's the end of the song. So, you know, that's kind of what I'm doing today. There's a part that I'm going to work on right now. And the other side. So at the end of the chorus. Alright, so that part there, I let it shine. I'm okay with the performance on it, but it's just kind of thin sounding and I don't really like it. And I'm changing the octave there, so I want there to be something else going on with it. Basically, there's some of the Beatles and the Beach Boys, and a lot of people do it. Actually, even modern artists do it. They double track their vocals, and that is to say that they record their voice once, and then they go back through and they sing it again. And the two together create sort of a chorusy, more solid sound. And I'm going to use this earlier part here as an example. So when we're playing smile full of holes, that's by itself. Heart full of vipers, a dark, disturbed soul. Much smoother and stronger. A sneer on its scarf. Again, we'll do smile full of holes, heart full of vipers, a dark, disturbed soul. That's just by itself. Always a comment, a sneer on its scarf, one foot in the grave. So then I added a harmony to it. A little Miss Sunshine, smile full of hope. Actually, that's an evil voice. Heart full of vipers. I actually did a lower harmony and put a fuzz effect on it. And then the other thing I did is I put a whisper of the lyrics in the right speaker. A dark, disturbed soul. Always a comment. So if you listen to it in headphones, there'll be this sort of this evil buzz voice in the left, and then there'll be a whisper in the right. It's kind of creepy. That's the idea. And the other side. So that's what the vocals actually sound like. You can't hear all of it when it's all going, but I think you'll be able to hear it in the headphones. Sunshine, smile full of holes, heart full of white birds, a dark, distant soul. Always a comment, a sneer on the sky, a foot in the wind, and the other side. All right, so that's what that sounds like. So going back to this double tracked vocal over here that I wanted to deal with, I want to create some kind of an effect on it. So I think I want some kind of a reverb, and I don't even know what the setting would be. I'm just going to go there, and I'm going to see what it did. Let it shine, let it shine. Sometimes you just have to play with it and see what it does. It's not a real long snippet of voice, so. Let it shine, let it shine. That might be kind of cool. See what it sounds like with music now. Okay, I like it. So I'm going to give the other track a little bit of something else. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a delay. Just a little bit of an echo. Now we're going to put that one on solo. Let it shine! Let it shine! Try it again. Backing it off a little bit. It's a... Let it shine! Let it shine! That's pretty cool. Now the two of them together, let's see what they sound like. Let it shine! Let it shine! Okay. Now with music. One more time. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll probably mix it a little bit more, but. Things full of you listen to that part of it without the music, which is kind of embarrassing to do. I don't know why I'm doing this. To hear these vocal parts without the music. The single track vocal sounds like this. Little Miss Sunshine, like tattered and torn, face full of it, since the day you were born, life filled with pain of your own design, you live in a shadow. I put a little bit of a chorus effect on there. I don't know if you can hear it or not. So now we're going to hear it with the double track, which is much more smoother and stronger. Because I'm not really that kind of, heavy metal roaring out the voice kind of singer. So it's always good to have a little bit extra strength. So it sounds like this, if I do that. Little Miss Sunshine, like tattered and torn, face full of it, since the day you were born, life filled with pain of your own design, you live in a shadow. And then there's one other track that I did. It's just like kind of me singing it instead of roaring it out, because I felt like that there are little holes in it, little raspy holes in my singing. So it's that part by itself sounds like this. Little Miss Sunshine, life tattered and torn, face full of it, since the day you were born, life filled with pain of your own design, you live in a shadow. So the idea is that it that will fill in the holes. So when you hear it all together, here's the first track, and then I'll bring in the second track, and then I'll bring in the singing track underneath. So it goes. Little Miss Sunshine, like tattered and torn, face full of it, since the day you were born, life filled with pain of your own design. So with all three voices going, now you've got your first verse with the music. I don't like, there's my voice cracks in a spot there, so I'm going to re-record that spot at a later date, maybe later tonight, but not on film, certainly. So it's coming together nicely, and I just thought I'd share a little bit of what I was doing with it and show you a little bit of how it kind of pieces together. This thing is, I think it's 31 tracks now. It's actually one of the more laced together ones that I've done, more intricate. Although a lot of it is just, again, because these vocal tracks, I'm putting them on different tracks just so I can give myself different effects between the first verse, which is more low key, and the second verse, which is more rocked up. Just giving myself different volumes and different effects on those different verses and stuff. Well, thanks for watching The Creative Underground. Again, I'm Paul Carhart, and please come back. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share with your friends. Please tell everybody about my videos and my show. So I hope if you like the music and you liked what's going on, go out and give Third World Sun a like as well. We're on Facebook at facebook.com/thirdworldson. And buy our first CD. It's out. It's out there. Downloadable MP3s. It's at Amazon. You can get the CD at CD Baby. If you like our music, by all means, support us. See you next time.